Good afternoon, or morning, or evening, depending on when you're watching this, mother truckers. We are back with this time Euro Truck Simulator. I have been posting videos for American Truck Simulator lately. I am going to insert this in. Let's see, I've been doing usually Saturdays for American Truck. So recently I started trying to get a little more organized with my release videos. So lately the scheme, and I'm waiting to hit that escape button. There it comes right there, the lovely intro. Eventually, there it is. I've been trying to get a little better with being on a schedule. So right now you've got Spider-Man videos going up on Tuesdays. You've got Yakuza 6 going up on Thursdays. And right now it's been American Truck on Saturdays. I'm going to go ahead and insert this in during the American Truck slot just for at least 1 week. If I do it only once or make one video, maybe two for this particular thing. We're going to look at some differences now that I've played both. I can talk about that while we're playing this one. They do have another DLC for Euro Truck coming out, I believe in the fall sometime, where we're going to hit places like Romania and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to look at what's going on with my Euro Truck stats. So let's click over. We'll talk about a few things. The other reason I wanted to play this is there's a Goodyear event rolling out. I do not want to open up the internet browser. Thank you very much. There's a Goodyear event. They're going to release some tires soon for Goodyear, and there's a Goodyear event where you got to just basically take loads of Goodyear tires. If you do 10 personal loads or more, you'll get access to the DLC early, which I started. I did 2 loads of those last night, and I figured, you know what, we'll shoot some Euro Truck this time, because man, driving my truck in Euro Truck feels so good. I don't know why it's probably because the headphones is so loud. I was gonna say it's probably not super loud for you guys, but gee golly, my audio is freaking ridiculous over here. Oh yeah, I have my headphones cranked because, you know, what the hell. Just differences between the two games too. I know I've showed my load screen on American Truck Simulator a couple times. This one, we've done 36 different deliveries, so we've done a ton. We've got 2 garages in my ownership, which if you watch any of my previous videos on Euro Truck, we knew that already, but I got 2 garages. I actually have 3 drivers, so I have 3 owned trucks. And we've spent a lot of time in game. It looks like 33 hours total in this game. Different than obviously where I'm at with American Truck since I just started. But those are the differences. I drove this truck last night. I was looking around Steam and I saw that they had this Goodyear thing going. I was like, what is this? And this would be the first community event I've ever gotten actually involved in or tried to do something during, because it's the one I've known about, and I had a second to get into it. I think the total is 300,000. I've missed you, truck. I think the total is like 300,000 loads that have to be done or something like that. And it's through the World of Truck stuff, so that's why I'm going here now. I did one last night that was really just kind of a good back and forth. So let's see if I can find another Goodyear tire load. Here we are. From right where I'm at to right there. It's about a 19-hour trip. Well, it's less than 19 hours doing this route. So let's go ahead and begin this delivery now. Last night, that would be the first World of Trucks delivery I did. I was actually mistaken, I'll say that, on the World of Trucks loads. I thought that for World of Trucks, it was actually going to be real time. Like if the load said 19 hours, it was going to take you 19 hours. I guess you can probably set the time to be real time in the game itself, but that doesn't mean the loads have to be that. So lesson learned. The other thing, hold on. Let me slam on my parking brake. Oh, okay, I'm close to it, just not there. The other thing that I realized is that this truck is a beast compared to my American Truck Simulator counterpart. I have not gotten to go back into American Truck to see what the difference is in actuality, but I will tell you that this truck is a beefy 700 horsepower, and I do not think my American Truck counterpart is even close to that. It was a little weird driving this last night because I'm gotten so used to, see, it stops on a dime too. I've gotten so used to my truck, an American truck, going so slow and kind of lumbering that it was kind of weird getting back in the saddle with one of these trucks that can actually pick up quite a bit faster, and it's got a lot sharper turning, as well as the brakes. The brakes are amazing on this truck. So this is why I love this truck. I think one of the differences, see, I'm already up to 80 miles an hour like it wasn't nothing. One of the differences, I think, is that, and I've said it before during my American truck playthrough, one of the differences is that on this truck, I played through about till I got to level 10. I didn't take a bunch of loans like I did on American truck and just buy a truck right off. I actually kind of earned my way up to get the truck that I wanted or needed, and then I went with the best one that I saw that I also liked the display. Of course, now that I know, now that I know how to switch through the menus, it's even funnier, because I'm sure part of my issue back then was also not knowing how to see the cruise control setting from where I was at. That's a possibility of why I bought this truck, although I haven't had any trouble with this truck. I actually enjoy the way this truck runs. So it's definitely interesting. You can see how I'm kind of able to whip through all these areas nicely compared to an American truck. Of course, I'm bobtail right now, and yeah, that was a no look. I did a lot of no looks last night. I need to stop doing that. It's a horrible habit, but I do enjoy this truck in particular. Hopefully, once I gain a few more levels on American truck, hopefully I can get a truck or get the engine in the truck that I have now that'll kind of beef it up to somewhere close to this. We just hit, did I just hit level 10 on there? I think I hit level 10 on there, I'm not sure. I'll probably need to go to the dealership or look at the dealership settings and see what the engine offerings are, if there's even one comparable. I mean, it's clear, it's obviously understandable that the engines just might be different in general overseas versus an American Truck Simulator as well. So if that's the case, then you know it is what. Ooh, that's the first time I've ever actually spun out. Wow. Did not know that was a possibility. I did not know that was a possibility. I guess I will have to keep that in mind for the future. That was off to a great start. Good thing I didn't have a trailer on me. 10% damage in the truck right now. I need to... Oh yeah, I'm speeding like a mother too. See, it picks up so nicely. I need to repair my truck at some point. Probably sometime after this load. Maybe I'll be near a mechanic and I can take it into a shop and get it tuned up. But you gotta do 10 loads or more during the event to have access to this. I did 2 yesterday. They actually don't go too bad as far as time goes. It was actually not bad because they're just basically point A to point B loads, it seems like. So I figured, why not take a break from American Truck Simulator this week and watch me curb stomp on some Euro truck here. Let's see. At least they were all point A to point B as far as yesterday went. I don't think it's over there. Oh, it is over there. Good thing I didn't want to run the gate. I actually did a really cool move last night. Again, getting used to that American Truck Simulator and then going back to this, I was used to needing so much space. So ironically, I backed myself into an IKEA parking lot, and because I missed my highway turn, and totally was able to just back into the front of the store and slam that park brake, grab that coupling. I was able to totally slam in and back up just enough to get enough clearance to pull right out of there and not have an issue. So definitely can appreciate the differences. Let's get the radio going, by the way. I don't know why it's not on yet. You see I had that mother cranked. I'm gonna turn that to... You can hear I had that mother cranked. So it was a refreshing difference to be able to maneuver it so tightly. So I can definitely appreciate this game for the differences as well as the American truck, but it's probably due to the differences of the trucks, hands down. So as you can see, it's Monday, 1902. We're expected to be there in 6 hours at current, and I am gonna have to sleep because my clock only has about 3 hours left on it. So hopefully I will see something on the side of the road. It looks like there's a stop. Yeah, you guys can't see it. Well, you can. It's kind of right above my head, right there. Hopefully we'll be able to stop there. There is another stop further down that I might also be able to make it to. But we will see as far as that goes once we get rolling here. The one thing that I realized too is I want a damn wheel. Although I think if I invest in a wheel, it's going to be an investment because not only do I need the wheel, but I'll need a stand too. I have a glass table, and I don't think, given that most of the wheels have force feedback, I don't think I'd want to... Damn it. Had to itch my eye and it threw me off. So I'm back up just a little bit, reset this car. Where'd that car go? Oh yeah, he's still there. I don't know why everybody stopped so hard. Oh, it's a stoplight here. That's probably why. With the force feedback, I don't think I could strap it to this glass desk and not expect something good to happen. So I'm gonna have to look at stands probably too. If I had a wood desk, it probably wouldn't matter, but the glass would probably be a risky move, because if it jolts, then like if I had an accident like that and it jolted, it would probably rip the hell out of my glass top. It's a thin amount of glass that I'm sitting on here. So to ratchet it down would definitely require some kind of stand. I did see in the world of OfferUp, when I was trying to look up, I think it was OfferUp, might have been Craigslist. I did see someone ingeniously made their own stand, a little DIY. So that's a possibility too. Especially considering the stands are about $150 if you want a legit one. But I don't know. I want a wheel. I decided. I mean, I was gonna get one a long time ago. I actually had. I have in my wish list on Amazon a Fanatic. Whoops. Jeez, where's the middle? I have a Fanatic. On my wish list that I was looking at, and I think I remember deciding like, yeah, that would be the one. A little pricey though. The Thrustmaster TMZ or TMX is on sale right now. So I was watching some videos on that, and the Logitech G920. Basically the G920, because I also have an Xbox. I have a PS4 too. But majority of my games, like Forza even and stuff, are Xbox, my racing games. So if I'm gonna do a wheel, it would behoove me to get a wheel that I could use on my console as well if I wanted to ever get into trying that out. So that's why I was looking at the 920 and not, or 290 and not the 29. The 29 Logitech is for the PlayStation and PC. So both would serve my purpose, but like I said, more directly, I have an Xbox and a lot of Xbox racing games. So it would make more sense to have a wheel that can do both PC and Xbox. If you guys watching this video have a wheel for this game, or you use a wheel, let me know out of those two which one you actually prefer or like, or if you've tried both or only one, or what your take on it is, or if you know somebody that has one. Both seem good. The Thrustmaster TMX and the Logitech 290 both seem good. I think I like the look of the Logitech one, and like I said, I don't think I would have an issue with that. The Thrustmaster though is on a rather enticing sale right now, dropped all the way down to $129. So that's kind of a tough sell to say, well, I'd rather spend 200 bucks, because it's like, well, you know, I could actually have a wheel sooner than later. But then again, I'd rather only buy one once. I think the one downing thing I saw on the Thrustmaster was the belt/gear drive in it is a little weird. Like after time, it starts to go out a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know enough about wheels. You know, you search wheels. There is videos on YouTube about American truck. I think that I found one, you know, wheel video, but most times when you're searching those wheels out, they're searching for racing, which is completely different, obviously, than what I'm doing here. I mean, this type of driving is very low motion, you know. Wouldn't require me to rip it one way or another, hopefully. And so it's definitely a different experience overall compared to... Did I pass that one? I guess I did. Hell, it looks like there's another one coming up. I'll just have to kind of wait it out. It's a very different, you know, driving experience compared to actual speed racing, like with Forza or anything like that. So it definitely makes a difference on how the wheel would be impacted. And like I said, I may actually want to do racing with it. So I definitely want to make sure I get a good wheel, but the majority of it might just be for doing these American truck and Euro truck videos. So if you have experience, like I said, let me know in the comments. I read every comment. I try to reply as fast as I can. Almost went without looking. Could have probably made it, but I try to reply as fast as I can. And that information would be great to know. That way if I make a decision before then, I'll know if I made the right one. And if I don't, then I'll know kind of which direction I should aim myself. Like I said, I think from everything I've taken in, and you could also correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Fanatec, or I call it Fanatec, but I guess it's Fanatic, but I think that's kind of the primo, like the one that you want to spend the bucks on, because that's the one you want to spend the bucks on. So I don't know what route would be the best. Obviously, the other thing that when you watch the videos and they're talking about racing wheels for simulators and stuff like that, the big factor for a lot of people is the true feel, the rigidity, you know, everything that you would want, you know, for a racer. But like I said, as you can see, this is not racing, although it looks like I'm going pretty race style now compared to how my load's going in ATS. But I wouldn't need the same responsiveness, and I wouldn't need that same level of force feedback. I don't need everything, and it's entry level. I'm not a serious sim racer, so I'm not looking for something that's going to, you know, knock my socks off just yet. If I ever had a ton of money and wanted to just make it rain somewhere, sure. But for now, since my main income is my job, gotta make smart adult purchases. And if there's a wheel that's entry level that would serve me well for a while, then I would be okay with that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop at this gas station. Like, there's no way around it. See, I don't want to miss this turn. It looks like it's the only thing that's over here, so I got plenty of gas. We're only a 4-hour drive here, so that's the thing that's kind of cool, is the loads all seem like they're going to be pretty quick in regards to getting them done and knocking them out. And I was kind of reading the comments. Somebody had said, oh, just announced it and I already got it done. And I was like, that quick? And then I took 2 of them yesterday. I was like, oh, yeah, it is pretty quick. If you do it right. Let's see. Notification here. Yes. All right, so they already charged me. So, cool thing coming up. I think, depending on when I get it, actually, yeah, this video will be posted well before I get it, I'm sure. there is a Game Boy Color screen that I'm gonna get that's gonna backlight my Game Boy Color. So I'm gonna be able to do a little bit of modding to my Game Boy Color. I'm gonna upload a video of that whole process at some point. Obviously, it depends on when I get the screen. The company that just makes it, Midwest Electronics, I'll look it up here in a sec. They just started taking orders again today. It's or Midwest Embedded, that's what it's called. So now I don't have to look it up, now I remember. They just started taking orders again today after being back ordered for so long. So I went ahead and ordered one. I think I might have got late because they started this morning. I might have ordered it a little late. So I might be one of the now back order ones that'll be 6 to 8 weeks out. But it's going to backlight the screen as well as have twice the resolution, the pixel density there. So for every 1 pixel, you know, it's going to double it. And the clarity on the video I seen was great. I think I watched 2 videos. They're referenced on the Midwest Embedded page as well. And I know the one guy got sent one. I don't know if the first guy I watched got sent one or actually bought one, but he did a review for it and how to install. It looks easy enough, but dude, serious? I was trying to slow down. I just can't win this one. This one I'm not gonna be able to win. I guess that's the downside of having a fast truck. But anyways, he made it look awesome. It looks awesome, and compared to backlighting it, the one way that people do it, where you just install a backlight into the already there screen, or you light it up from the bottom. This is actually a whole new screen, and it's not the Game Boy Advance screen, so it's not a different aspect. I did that last night and didn't get caught at all. I was already through it when it was yellow, but I guess I didn't cross the line. Yeah, don't worry, I'll stop at this one. Pretty much burning all my money. But anyways, I ordered it. Point being, I ordered it. I'm gonna do a video, kind of a how-to. My radio station how-to for this game is done extremely well. So if you were watching that and you're watching this now, thank you for watching that. If that's what brought you to the channel, you know, welcome. Enjoy my other videos, hopefully too. But if not, that's why I'm trying to add more Euro Truck and American Truck videos, just at least in a regular rotation. Since there's really not a story here, it's just doing loads. I'm hoping to try to add these in regular rotation as just kind of a nice easy video, casual, versus the week-long story modes I'm kind of doing in, like right now in Spider-Man and Yakuza. But the how-to for the radio station done really well, and so I decided I wanted to replace my speaker. I bought a yellow Game Boy Color that has it's a touchy speaker. It sounds all right, but if you knock on it around a little bit, it starts to crackle. And in doing some research, and I kind of bought it knowing the speaker was messed up, because the guy had advertised it that way on OfferUp, and then said that, you know, he said it wasn't broken, but it was just messed up a little bit. So I did some research and quickly learned that the Game Boy Colors had that issue pretty regularly if you dropped them, where the speakers would actually screw up pretty easily. So initially, I was going to do a video just alone on replacing the speaker for that Game Boy. And then I got all gung-ho because I bought a copy of, let's see, I think I bought a second Game Boy Color that came with a Pokemon game where he said the saves wouldn't work. So then I had to research that, and to fix that issue, you got to replace the battery inside the game itself. So I ordered some batteries, and I ordered my bits that took forever to get here from China, to actually open up the games themselves so you can solder in a new battery. So I have new batteries, I have my bits to open up the games. So then I was like, well, I'll just do a video where I do the speaker and I do the game battery. Just kind of a how-to, where I got the info, who's, you know, let people know whose videos I watch. That way they can kind of check out their videos as well for a little extra guidance. Just kind of show how easy it is, because I really haven't done much repair work. I mean, building my first computer in December. It was New Year's of 17 over to, you know, New Year 18. I haven't done a ton of technological repairs or anything like that. So I think from an amateur perspective, it would probably be pretty good, so people can see how easy some of this stuff is. I was surprised how easy it was to throw a computer together once you watch some of the right videos and kind of figure out what you want to do with building it. My biggest thing was watching Bitwit and Jay's 2 Cents. Those two channels. Bitwit's was the one that I watched while I was building the computer as well, because he had a really good, it's like a half-hour long step-by-step on how to put, you know, everything together. But I did get a few nuggets of information out of one of Jay's how to build a computer videos. And definitely one of the things that he mentioned was something that I had messed up, so it was good to have that in there. But just watching those videos helped me, so I figured, you know, if I make a video like that, you know, that might help somebody else get that done. So I got that coming in the future. The initial video was going to be speaker and screen, or speaker and game, but now it's going to be speaker, game, and screen replacement. And basically the yellow Game Boy I have is just going to be a Frankenstein. The good news is that they're kind of cheap enough now that if I mess up, other than the screen, if I mess up, it's not so bad. I think I've been finding Game Boy Colors around my neighborhood here about 30-40 bucks, and usually somebody's throwing them in with a game or two, so it almost makes it worth it to just buy something like that, even if you got to repair it up. So I look forward to doing that challenge and getting that video out, and that's what that notification was, is that they charged me for the screen. So maybe I didn't get too far on a back order. And eventually I'll start paying attention to the road. How far away are we? Oh, we're still 2 hours away. Okay. Just gonna blindly take this one. Yeah. I love the way this truck picks up. Like, I'm already almost at 80 miles an hour. I feel like if I was in an American truck right now, I'd be struggling. Especially if the load was heavy. But the speed of these loads is nice for knocking out this challenge. Because basically, when I get to where I'm going, I can look for another Goodyear route, and it's probably going to be the exact same spot I'm at, and then I'm going to take it to right where I started. So basically you can knock out 2 back-to-back super quick without much time invested. So do I normally buy tire DLC? No. I think for Euro Truck, I think the only DLC I bought, a licensed DLC like that, I think was the Schwarzmuller trailers. Should have the hat. Yeah, there it is over there. I think that's the only licensed product DLC I bought. And really, the Schwarzmuller, I really wanted it because the trailers were black. Like, I love black. That's my favorite color. So it's kind of a win-win for me to have some cool looking trailers that aren't from the workshop. And so that was probably my big motivator purchase. I know I didn't buy the Michelin fan pack. I'm pretty sure I didn't buy that. So is there really a big thing for me to buy the Goodyear pack? Probably not. But if I can earn it for free, is that something I'm interested in? Sure. Why not? I don't know how long it's going to take. I should have went to the page before I opened up the game. I don't remember what the community goal is. It might be like 300,000 loads of Goodyear tires? I'm not sure, honestly. So that might take a minute. So this video, what is today, the 1st? Yeah, August 1st. This video will probably go up Saturday of next week, so that would be the 10th, if math is correct. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So if this is Saturday the 10th, I don't know if the event is still going on. If it is, obviously jump on in if you've got this game and you want to try to earn the free DLC. You have to do it under your World of Trucks account, which just a couple videos ago I talked about signing up for it. Where basically that's the main hub of all the driver stuff for the game. Piece of concrete in the road. It's the main hub on the internet, so that way they can compare your record and stuff like that with other drivers. That's why my picture has changed, because now you can upload your, or well, not now you can, but you probably always could upload your picture and use that for your driver profile instead of the randoms that they have in there, which, although I like the randoms, my picture is probably more accurate to have, clearly. Jeez. Forgot, there's border checks now that I have to hit in here. I don't remember that last time. I don't know if it's because the area we're in. But I was hitting these last night. So yeah. So we'll see if I get the content or not. It'll be kind of cool. You get a Goodyear blimp just for completing the 10 loads for to hang off your mirror. Is there something hanging off? That's a skull. I don't know if I can get rid of the skull. It matches my style too much. Yeah, I mean the skull is too wicked. I don't know. Maybe if I get it, we'll rock the Goodyear blimp we'll rock the Goodyear blimp a time or two. I had the same internal dialogue last night when I hit this for the first time as when I'm playing American Truck and you hit the scales. So everything's in order. Oh, you guys can't see the message. It says everything is in order. Have a nice journey after you hit the checkpoint there, the border checkpoint. Basically, you're stopping so they can check your paperwork and stuff, make sure everything's good. And in American Truck, when you hit the scales, I wondered out loud and then discussed how much it would suck. But I wondered out loud if there would ever be a time when your stuff wouldn't match. Like, for a real life driver, that time sucks because you're stuck at the scales all night. You gotta get a load reworked. If it's a weekend, you're pretty much boned, you know, because you gotta find a towing company to shift your load around so that your axle weights are in order. Maximum truck weight for a regular truck is 80,000. And let me see if I can remember it. It's 80,000, and I think it's 24 on the front axles. So what does that leave us with? 54? No, 56. 28. That wouldn't be right on the math. I know you can't have, oh hell, I'm just not gonna remember. I know you gotta have your axles evenly distributed. I don't remember what the actual rates were. I used to work, well, there's a couple reasons why I would know those numbers. The first reason, when I worked at the mine, I used to have to load concentrate trucks that were in dumps. So copper concentrate would be like pretty much in dirt form, and I'd have to load it with a Cat 966 loader. Oh, come on, cars, really? Yeah, I knew he'd be turning. All right. I'd have to load the copper concentrate with a Cat 966 loader onto these trucks, and I had to make sure that I had the weights properly distributed, because you take 3 buckets of essentially dirt, I'll call it, because it's the easiest comparison to recognize, and set it in the truck accordingly. So I had to know the weights for that because they would pull up on a scale and you'd load them to their weights. And most of them would rock out of there with about 78.5 on their truck. That way you got about 1,500 to work with on your load in case the load shifts. So like if it started to move around, which with that stuff, it usually didn't move around on its own. That stuff was heavy. I mean, it was like dirt as far as looks, sort of, but it's definitely heavier than dirt if you talk about actual weight. So it didn't really move much in the truck at all. I mean, unless it was super dry. You'd have to have really dry concentrate, less than about 10% moisture content in the material for it to actually move on its own if it was going to move at all. But anyways, so I had to know the weights there. And then I know I mentioned this on an ATS, but I actually did work for a trucking company after that. Initially as their breakdown department, where I was helping drivers that would, oddly enough, one example would be if they were stuck at a weigh station and their axles were off, but basically for any breakdowns or repairs they needed. If they had a flat tire, headlights went out, engine started messing up, they would call in and we would kind of guide them where we wanted to get them fixed. And so part of that was, like I said, when they would be overweight, we'd have to know how much they needed on each axle because they would have to tell us. That way we could tell basically we would end up calling out a tow company in most cases. They had to have the right equipment. Some of them had to have a forklift and stuff like that. Some of it was just being able to move it. It depends on what the load was. But you would call out a tow company or a company that could rework the load, and they would move everything around so that the axles would be correct. A lot of times, the drivers, where they're picking up a load, they might not load it correctly. Because I mean, you're working at a warehouse, you're running the forklift. I mean, you probably don't care too much about where you put the stuff. I'm sure someone told you how to load it, whatever. Some people maybe do, but ideally your job is to load the truck. You know, your big thing is how many trucks can I get loaded? You know, how can I get this truck out of here so I can get the next truck? So some of the trucks might have been stacked a little too high to the ceiling in the front. So in that respect, your weight gets off that way. Sometimes your loads are just not set on there correctly. You might have a couple pallets, they're not placed correctly. Sometimes the load does shift. Maybe the driver's driving like hopefully not like I do, but driving like I've done on here, where you slam on them brakes and all your pallets slide, and that's enough to throw your weight off. So whatever reason you'd be overloaded, you have to call somebody to rework the load when you're at the weigh station, because you're not supposed to leave until you got the right axle weights for safety reasons, I suppose. And so yeah, in reality, if you got stuck at a weigh station, woof. Like, I know, because I started in the summer at that job, and in that department I was there, I believe, for a year, and then I moved over to the security department to do a completely different job, obviously, or a different task there. But I was there for at least a year, so I went through summer to next summer, and my goodness, like, if you're a driver and you get stuck at a weigh station on a Saturday or a Sunday, or even worse, a Saturday and a Sunday, and it's a holiday weekend, like Monday's a holiday or something, good luck. Like, you're probably gonna lose a lot of time sitting there, because trying to find a tow vendor, then it depends on where you're at too. Trying to find a tow vendor or someone that could rework the load, depending on where you're at, yeah, no bueno. I think some of the worst calls I ever had, not just in regards to reworking a load, but in general for service. You know, when you get into like Wyoming and stuff like that, there is not a ton of services out there. You might be one to go without for a while in those areas. I mean, there's stretches across the desert too. I've said I live, in the Southwest. I live in Arizona. There's stretches across Arizona, California, even when you're outside of the city, like of LA or any of the other cities that aren't pretty much on a major truck path. There's stretches where it's gonna be a while to get any kind of service out there. And there was a couple of the border ones where sometimes there's vendors that set up there because they know that they can get work, but sometimes, you're still gonna go without if it's a weekend or something like that, just because they're not gonna be available to do that. Let's see, I don't want to screw this one up. I think it's to the left. Yep. Same place I came last night. So let's wing this sucker in there. So that's one load. So we're up to 3 now. World of Trucks contracts completed 3. I mean, this will be easy to keep track of. Don't get very much XP on these short loads. I forgot what it was like to take all these short loads. See, this one, how far is this one? That one's all the way down the other way. I like this one. If I can find it over here. There's literally the one that I just took is a really short one. Hopefully there's another Goodyear one that's like that. Ooh. Ooh, this might. Yes, that's the one I want. $6 grand. Doesn't even cost, doesn't pay that well, but it's gonna help me knock out these Goodyear loads. So that's my truck driving info there. So to bring it back to the I'm dying. Gladys. Where's my trailer? There it is. To bring it back to the point I was trying to make, it's cool that they have the scales and obviously the border checkpoint, but that would be just too real if they had something actually happen where it went wrong. I don't know if they would ever do that. Like, that's some real world immersion right there. Because getting stuck with one of those would be just a pain. Let's fix this up. See, I love how this truck handles, man. I think there's a Volvo and American Truck Simulator. Maybe I'll have to check that out. How much time do I got till sleep? 6 hours, and my loads 3 hours away. Knocking these loads out. Hopefully, because see, last night I was able to get a load from here back to where we started. This one's a little shorter, so hopefully I can get there. Maybe there'll be a load from there back to here. And I can really capitalize on this this Goodyear contracts. But the realism, I think it would be too much. I don't know how they would add it in, though. I mean, that's the funny part, is I really don't know how they would make that something that could be in the game. Other than just delaying your time. I guess that would be the only way to make that a feasible, functional error, is if you had your load shift. But that would probably be too much, because you really can't control that, sort of. I guess you could. I mean, I did just describe how it kind of happens. If it was loaded right and you slammed your brakes, you're going to screw your load up. I mean, they could really, I guess, look at that if they wanted to. But the Border Patrol, I was trying to think of that too. The only thing I could think of would be if it actually stopped and made you answer where your load was going. Like if you had your paperwork and you answered where your load was going, like that would be the only. And if you didn't, maybe if you got the answer wrong, it would be a time delay. That would be the only thing. You'd just do a time delay, because I mean, what are you going to do? Have them get searched and all kinds of other weird stuff like that? Wouldn't make any sense. It's not going to change anything, because you know you have the right load. You're not carrying anything illegal. Like, Everything else is good, but I guess if you answered where you were going wrong, that would prove maybe some doubt, like, maybe this guy shouldn't have this load, or, you know, it might slow you down because they'd have to get all the paperwork straightened out. I don't know. The only two things I could figure how they would make those, like, inconveniences. Because it's funny to me that you pull up to the weigh station and they're like, yep, here's your weight, good to go. Pull up to the border, here's your paperwork, everything's in order, have a nice trip. Adding a time delay would suck if you got screwed by it, but I bet that would be the only way to make those like an actual real life type situation. It would never be true to real life possibilities, obviously, but for sake of realism, to get close, you could try something like that. I mean, you could do a time delay based on, you know, how bad your load is shifted. You know, if it's over 50% shifted, of course you have to assess a value to the load, a point system value, and then you also have to assess how it's going to track if it's shifted or not based on your driving actions. But if your load's over 50% shifted, you're going to hit the max time delay of 4 hours or something like that. I don't know. You could do something like that, maybe. The border patrol stuff, I guess if they asked you what city you were going to and you got it wrong, they could delay you, maybe give you 3 options. Obviously your right one, if you're right country but wrong city, maybe delay you an hour. If you're completely wrong on the whole thing, maybe delayed 4 hours, like a max time penalty. It's funny because even saying those all just sound negligible and like slight pains in the butt. But if you're looking at time constraints or on-time deliveries and stuff, that could impact your possibility of getting an on-time delivery. Especially if you hit 1 or 2 border checkpoints and you screwed up, or on American truck, let's see. I think it's hard to say because I've only been through Arizona, California, and New Mexico, really. So I think I've only hit 1 weigh station per load. It's hard to say if you would hit multiples on the weigh stations. I don't know about the border checkpoints either. This is the first time I've seen them is doing these Goodyear loads. So I don't know if that's across all the countries over here in Europe, in Euro Truck, or if that's just where I'm at right now on the map. But I mean, I've seen fares, toll booths, but I mean, there's really nothing to add there. But I mean, that could, you know, just hitting 1 wrong, if you got a 4-hour delay, plus you didn't plan your sleep schedule right, I could see that impacting your on-time delivery. It wouldn't be huge, because usually if you plan for the most part correctly, you've got usually a good enough window. Where's everybody going? Okay, I'll take this one. If you plan your loads right, usually you've got a large enough window that you can afford a little bit of time in delay, obviously, because if you have to stop or you miss your exit, you mean you're going to be delaying anyways. But I mean, 4 hours is 4 hours. If you lose 4 hours, that's drive time 4 hours. I mean, I guess if you planned it too tightly, you could run into a time delay issue where you would be late for your load. So I don't know, it could be interesting. I just don't know if they would add that amount of realism, because that might just be too real that might be too cool for school. It might be too real. I mean, games are supposed to be a nice escape, so to add that level of realism, I don't know if that would, I mean, probably if you made it optional to turn it off, it wouldn't matter, but like a lot of the stuff, I mean, I could turn off my traffic incidents if I really wanted to and just run loads and not worry about it. But in the sake of trying to be as simulated as possible, this is a cool bridge, by the way. Let's take a second here. I haven't taken a photo in this game for a while. What's holding me up? The bridge. Let's see, let's go a little higher. I like that. Let's go here. Let's go here. Get that background there. Smooth out that blur just a little bit. Tone it down just a smidge. And as always, my best advice, beef up that saturation a little bit. Make those colors pop. That'll probably be the screenshot for this video. Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to add that amount of realism. I don't know, I could dig it, maybe. I don't know. Could be interesting. I try to go for the realism a bit. Because, I mean, where's the challenge if you're not trying to at least follow the rules like you should? You know, where's the point in playing a game that's a simulation if you're just going to run around and drive like you would in GTA or any other game where the rules are suspended a little bit? You know, I like the real world aspect of this. That's why I want a wheel. If I ever drove a truck, I would probably get a bobblehead like that too. Little pumpkin head bobblehead. That thing's cool. Slap it right on my dashboard. Don't know if I'd have a Schwarzmuller hat on the dashboard. I'd probably have a cooler sitting next to me though. I mean, that's probably a fair representation. Oh, that's a cool little passage right here too. I haven't been here. Clearly, I haven't been here. This is the part of the map that I haven't been to before, if I remember right. It's part of the newer DLC I got for myself during the summer sale. So I'm gonna switch lanes. So I haven't really explored any of this area yet at all. That's the other reason why I wanted to do this video, because I know last night I was hitting some new areas where I was like, oh, this is cool. I should probably have this on video. Some new roads traveled. I'm gonna slow myself down. Don't want to get another speeding ticket since I started off so great with a speeding ticket and a traffic offense. Ugh. I can stop on a dime, just not that dime. Gotta pay attention where I'm going. Okay, I gotta go straight. Let me over! Totally jacked up one of my turns last night. That's where I had to pull into the IKEA lot. It was telling me to go way down, and I saw an exit to a store. It wasn't marked, and then it popped up IKEA. So I went and backed myself into their little storefront area there and turned my sweet truck around. Saved a little bit of time. Why is everybody slowing down? Oh, I would slow down too. He knew what was gonna happen here. Come on, come on. Oh, I'm doing 90. Yeah, so I think that's good. I'm kind of stoked for the new DLC that's supposed to be coming out. Not the Goodyear tires. I mean, it is what it is. But the new countries, the added map, the Romania, and I think it's Romania, Lithuania, and somewhere else. I'm kind of stoked about that. As I've mentioned before, my girlfriend's Romanian, So she thought maybe with the Baltic Sea, I think that's the one right now that's already out, that kind of goes into Western Russia and kind of where I'm at now. I think she thought maybe that was going to go there, and then I showed her the trailer that actually the next one is going to actual Romania, and she was pretty stoked about that. The one cool thing that I've mentioned is in American Truck Simulator, for me, the cool thing is getting to see my state in the game, like getting to drive through my place. And I never kind of understood, but now I kind of do with people who love this game in Europe and stuff, is you're getting to see your country in the game, like the places you know in the game. I think that's a big draw. And so the cool factor is that for her, she'll be able to watch me cruise through Romania, and then she'll be able to tell me what's actually accurate or not, like I did in the American Truck Simulator when I cruised through Arizona, and I noticed so many landmarks of places I've been, and then I've seen the way they trimmed it down and how they made it work, and so I think she's gonna be kind of stoked when that one comes out. So I'll definitely be getting that DLC whenever it drops. I'm guessing probably fall. Yeah, right there on the right side. So let's come in a little wide since there's nobody on this road. See, the maneuverability of this truck is so amazing. I need to make sure that I beef up my American truck engine as much as I can, if I can get it to this level, because this is unparalleled excitement when it comes to parking and just driving. Boom, drop that trailer. All right. 4 World of Truck contracts completed. Goodyear Tires, good deal. Short run. All right, let's leave it there. Let's check the map real quick. As I was saying, yeah, this should be, once the map loads. Here we go. Yeah, this area should be all the stuff. As we can see, I have not explored it yet, and I believe this was the newest stuff that they added. Holy crap, I've been almost everywhere else though, at least once or close to it. I believe this was the area that was added that I just recently bought, was this whole coast right here. And if I'm not mistaken, my girlfriend would tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is Romania right here. I think, looking at it. Let me look again. I believe that, or this one is right here. I was wrong. This is Romania right here, because for whatever reason, she told me it looks like a fish. I don't know how this looks like a fish. I kind of see it, but that's how I remember it. So I believe this is Romania right here. So the next pack, I think, is going to be this area right here, en route to the sea over here. It might be these 3 right here, or it might be these 3 right here, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I believe that's Romania, though. But I know this area, I think, is the one that I bought recently, the newer one that I didn't have. As we can see how much gray I have. Pretty much everywhere else, I've got some bits of yellow. So it's a safe assumption that this is the newer stuff that we're just now exploring. Hence me making another video again. But we will end this video here with the lovely Metallica playing, and we will probably do another one for these Goodyear runs. Why not? I need to get these, oh, I see where I could maybe click it and talk about the Goodyear stuff. I need to get these loads done. That was 4 out of 10 I need to finish. So we're gonna keep on hustling for that. But for now, if you like, comment, subscribe. If you got anything like with wheels or anything like I talked about, let me know in the comments below, and we will see you on the next video. Bye for now. Let's move! I want... Just wanted to make sure you can hear the bubbles. It's all about the bubbles. The bubbles, the bubbles, the bubbles, and the troubles.